Okay, welcome back to the West Coast Business Show. I'm your host, Jared Downey. We've got my co-host, William Donlan. William, good to see you back.
Good to see you too. Sure.
And then we've got Daniel Ampong. You're my neighbor.
Yeah.
Business neighbor.
Yeah, business neighbor for a while now, for like what, last 4 or 5 years?
Yeah. Man,
it's been great.
We went through COVID together.
I know.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
COVID was really crazy because the business was shut up for so long.
Yeah, you had curtains up part of it, COVID.
Because I had to protect it from slow so I can get prepared.
Well, I wasn't going to say it.
But it was very tough. If I didn't do that, I don't know how the business would have survived.
Yeah. I showed up there and he had all these, because he's got these big windows and it's all curtained out. I'm like, all right, well, he's still making a living. He said,
Do it.
yeah, what are you going to do?
I put it like we're doing construction.
Yeah.
And one of my friends had to stay in the front just to work, make sure people are not coming inside. It was very tough.
Crazy time.
Probably the toughest I've been through since we got into business.
Yeah.
But thank God we were able to go through it.
Yeah.
And if anybody that went through the COVID, I think is pretty much it means you're gonna survive. If you made it through COVID, you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That was
the biggest obstacles.
How did you do it? I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, but like, how did you? I mean, COVID must have just been insane.
it was tough. Yeah, it was really tough because, especially for the hospitality. But for the construction, it was very tough too. Yeah, we didn't close down, but there was all those extra steps.
You gotta do.
And now, you couldn't work beside somebody, so they couldn't lift this piece of equipment because they needed two people to lift it, and they were not allowed be within 10 feet of each other, or and it was crazy. Even getting, let's say, the high rises, any of those projects, only a certain amount of people into the elevator at a time, and it's a construction elevator, it brings them up, could be 50 stories, and then down again, 4 more, and it took hours on some of the larger projects. And how do you make progress with that? You don't,
right.
So yeah, you're at work. Are you making any money? No.
Yeah.
So it was very tough, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it made my business.
Yeah.
It was the opposite effect for me, but it was a crazy time. Yeah.
It was a crazy time.
But I just, we'll get into it, but just to give some context, you've also run for MLA. We'll talk about some politics.
It was good.
I would say, probably have one of the busiest hair salons in the Lower Mainland. Those seats are full now.
It's full. Honestly, the business has been good.
Yeah.
It's been good, and honestly, I thank God every day I have the best supporting cast, because you have the right people. Everything they do kind of fluctuates. It goes so nice.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've been blessed because some people come, they stay for 10 years. People stay for 2 years, 5 years. Because the biggest thing about our industry is having people that want to stay. People come about like 2 or 3 years, they leave, they want to open their own. So mostly what we try to do is anybody that comes in, we give them the benefit of the doubt. We train them. If they cannot help with like black hair, we train them on it. If you can't help Caucasian hair, we train you. So it's been good and bad, but there's probably 90% good and 10% bad.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Yeah, we've been blessed.
Yeah.
Well, I threw you guys. I just met, so maybe I'll hand over to you, William.
Thanks for taking the time.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Schedule and being on the show. I appreciate that. For our listeners and for my own benefit too, please tell us a bit about your hair salon and how it all started, and give us the history.
No, hair salon, we've been around for 20 years now. We started in 2006. It was more like one of my cousins, Nancy and cousin Nana. Nancy does hair that she was doing at home. She was working at a different place close to where we are. But the way they were treating wasn't the best. And myself as well, whenever I have to go get a haircut, sometimes we take about 2-3 hours to sit and wait. So and it was only either you go to where it's only men or women. And it was not like, at one place they had was Abantu, but you wait for so long. So we decided, okay, let's try something. Usually the ideas I bring are very crazy. I didn't think they will agree to it. We didn't really have money, anything to do. So I told, hey, why don't we try this? Let's do man, woman, let's do for black, white, everybody. At the beginning, they thought I was bullshitting, but when I told them, they went and looked around in New West. They found a place. The first place we found was in, I think, right by New West Station, but because the plumbing work was going to cost a lot of money, so they found the place where we are in. First, we looked at where you are, but I didn't really like that by going in the corner unit because the corner you'll be able to do anything that you want. Yeah. So they found it, and the rest is history. You know, it's been good. It's been really, a lot of good and bad. But the best thing is me starting, with my cousins and not knowing how to do hair. That was probably like the worst thing.
That is the irony of this whole thing.
Yeah, that was the
You
worst
did
thing.
not know how to cut
Yeah.
hair.
Never.
You started a salon.
It was the worst thing ever.
Copper Beach Bar and Kitchen, not just a dining destination. We are located along the Sea to Sky Highway in Britannia Beach. Come and enjoy our delicious menu and wide selection of drinks while taking in stunning views from our heated patio. We host live music and trivia nights weekly. Whether you're hosting a birthday party or corporate event, we offer a versatile space that can accommodate up to 100 guests. Visit copperbeachbar.com to discover how we can help you create unforgettable memories in Britannia Beach. Discover Geo Cider, where Squamish's natural beauty meets artisanal cider craftsmanship. Our passionate team creates small batch ciders that capture the essence of the Sea to Sky corridor. From our signature Old World apple with hints of toffee to unique blends like dark fruit and peach, there's a cider for every palate. Enjoy our warm atmosphere, wide selection of craft ciders and beers, and mouth-watering food pairings. Whether you're a local or just passing through, GeoCider offers a taste of Squamish you won't forget. Visit geocider.com to learn more about our cider making process and upcoming events. GeoCider, where cider makes life better. IRL Construction is your trusted licensed residential builder and general contractor in Vancouver. Our team excels in delivering complex concrete formwork and large-scale industrial builds, leveraging innovative techniques and advanced technologies. From wastewater treatment plants to major industrial facilities, we bring precision and reliability to every project. Our comprehensive construction management services ensure efficient execution and superior quality results, even in the most challenging industrial environments. Visit irlgroup.ca/construction to discover how our concrete and industrial construction expertise can bring your vision to life in Vancouver.
People will come, they'll be like, who's the owner? I'll be like, not me, it is someone else. They'll see me sweeping the hair. Kids will come in, I'll be sweeping the hair. They're like, who's the owner? I'm like, oh no, there's the lady's right there. So yeah, it took a while before I learned. It took about, I think, almost 10 years.
Yeah.
My brother was mad at me when we started. He's like, listen, you cannot start a business. I don't know anything to do about it. By the time I was like, well, I was more into starting something and I was trying new things. I was into soccer, so I was about coaching soccer and putting things together. So at the end, I came to work one day, and one of the barbers was like, sorry, I can't work here anymore. And then we had like so many clients waiting. So that day I decided, okay, hey, I just picked up the clipper, messed up a lot of people's hair from the beginning. So a few weeks later, I enrolled myself to London school without nobody knowing. And now I've been cutting for a long time now.
Oh, you ended up going to school?
Yeah, I enrolled in there. By the time I enrolled in, it used to be here called London School, right here in Vancouver. I enrolled there for about 3-4 months, learning the basics of using the scissors and the clippers. But nobody knew. So what I will do it on Sundays, when the shop is closed, I'll invite a lot of my friends inside, mess up their hair.
Close the curtains?
Yeah, close the curtains, like COVID.
There's a theme here.
And then the next thing you know, one day they came in on this busy Saturday. One barber didn't show up, he was sick, so I started cutting people. Everybody was surprised. They made fun of me, they didn't think I'd be able to do it, but I'm one of those guys that never give up. So thank God I did.
Wow.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Daniel, about customer retention, but you mentioned something there about having good people and how important that is.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about, keeping good people as well,
Yeah.
and how do you hold on to them and how you treat them to make sure that they're fully invested and they're doing a good job and that they have a very good chance of staying.
Mostly, because our culture, we try to treat people how you want to be treated. So mostly when people come inside, I take them as my family, my sister or brother. So anything they want, usually I go to their stand to make sure whatever they need is happiness. But sometimes, it's hard to keep people. But everybody that walks in the salon, when you walk in, you see the vibe, see the atmosphere. Even when you have a bad day, you come in, we try to make sure, you feel comfortable. If you don't know how to do something, we take the time to make sure we teach you. Especially with Nancy being like the leader of the pack, she knows how to work with everybody. But me, mostly it's more like I try to make sure I recruit the right people. They come in. Sometimes Nancy might not like it, but I tell, okay, just give them a chance, give them time, and after a while, they start learning, and next thing they know, it's like they become part of the family. But the main thing in our business is once you walk in, you become part of the family. So you can bring your parents there. We don't want to charge your parents. We want to bring your friends. We want to give them discount. Anything possible to make sure that we build a clientele for you. And most of the time too, people come with like no clientele. It's our job to make sure we find clients for you. Sometimes I do for the ladies, I do the Groupons. It helps out a little bit because we have no clients. They want to sit there, they don't make money. Some people might not like it. So sometimes we do the Groupons. Groupons, people come inside, you'll be able to build a clientele from it. So it's been good. Been really good.
Take the road to freedom today and reshape your future with a Shamrock Storehouse Irish pub. We've crafted a success-driven model that makes owning your dream business simple, affordable, and rewarding. Keep more of what you earn while creating a thriving community hub. With Shamrock Storehouse, you're not just opening a pub, you're building a legacy and creating memorable experiences for your community. Visit shamrockstorehouse.com today to take the first step towards owning your local Irish pub. Call us at 778-328-1884 or email info@shamrockstorehouse.com to start your journey. Vanway Properties, where properties are passion and people are our priority. As an award-winning Vancouver-based developer with over 25 years of experience, we're committed to creating exceptional real estate projects. We focus on sustainable building, smart solutions, and community contribution. From strategic development management to innovative design, visit vanwayproperties.com to discover how we can turn your real estate aspirations into reality.
Yeah, it's because it's not exclusively an African hair salon, but it's a big portion of your client is. So what are people coming from everywhere?
Yeah, we get people coming from all over the province.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes people come from Victoria, Kelowna. We get people coming from Kitts, come over there. Imagine traveling from Kitts to New West.
Because there's not 1,000 people that can just do all the different types of hair, right?
No.
Yeah.
Only a few people. But we just try to make sure we train everybody. So even if you're Caucasian, you're Filipino, you're whatever, you come inside, if you cannot do it, we train you.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing was when we had Cody. He walked in. He was a white guy that was a barber just out of school. He came in. Nobody wanted to go to him. But I kept telling the guys, don't worry, he's good. So once you're out of the school, they don't teach you how to cut like black hair. But once you come in the salon, I try to make sure I get my friends to come to you first, so you learn on it, so you get comfortable, even though you might not be able to do it. But with the barbering and the styling, it's pretty much like the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yeah.
So sometimes if somebody mess somebody's hair up, I don't charge the people, but I still pay the stylists or the barbers just to make sure that at least they make some money.
Yeah.
So and sometimes too, like maybe on a weekend or something, maybe we get some food for everybody. Maybe it's after work we all stay together. Maybe we have some drinks.
Appreciation.
Yeah. So just to get people loose. And once people start getting the benefit, oh, okay, now it's not just like I cut hair and go home. The clients too, when they come, most people want to come and stay. So, because most people are bored, they have nothing to do with themselves. So, like weekend Saturdays, as you can see, sometimes we're supposed to be closed at 7. Sometimes they're till like midnight, 10 o'clock. Yeah. So it's been good.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've made friends from the guys that are coming and going, and I've ended up hosting like fight parties, and everybody will show up. Also, it's like 2 of them. There'll be like 10 of us there watching the fights and all that sort of stuff. I was going to ask you a little bit more about the culture though around it, because if I go into 99% of rooms, you don't really express your opinion if you don't know people.
Yeah.
You can come into yours. I mean, I've come in there and there's full on debates going on, and it's not like the barbershop thing because there's men and women in there.
Yeah.
So there is some I've been in some very serious debates. I walked in on one time, I think it was Nancy. I said, "Hey, Jared," and I had this. She hit me with this question, and all of a sudden I'm involved in this debate. And people are like, it's a long building. So people are yelling it from 30 feet away, their opinion to the other and it's it's intense, but and nobody's holding back, but there is this respect there. It's culture of we're having fun, but it's a serious discussion. It's very unique.
No, it's because it's like the way we are as individuals ourselves. Anybody that comes in, and you see there's kids, there's older people, there's men and women, you try to make sure like, you're saying what you want, but at the same time, you have to put a respect on people too.
Yeah.
So we don't go over anybody. We try not to make it seem like you can do whatever you want, but at the same time, because our characters and our culture, we respect everybody the same way. So that's how we keep it in the shop. So, but the only good thing is sometimes there's certain people that we can tell that will have issues.
Right.
Maybe I'll blink or Nancy will say something. Some of the guys will just, they will look and then they'll stop.
Yeah, like ease up a little.
But sometimes it's tough. I know myself. Sometimes the stuff I say in the shop, most places I think I would probably be canceled. But it's part of life. And now too, because of the cultural diversity that we have, that you cannot say what you want, you cannot do whatever. But when you're in our environment, you say whatever you want and do whatever you want. But we put respect onto the point that we don't talk
I know. Ironically, it does feel like when people talk about a safe space, it does feel like a safe space. Because you're now that you're saying it, you're right. You do see people like they're debating hard, but nobody's cursing. There's none of that going on.
Yeah.
Nobody's like getting aggressive or accusing anybody. They're just debating, and that's the fun of it. And people, like you're saying, I know people. I've like, you showed up 4 hours ago for your haircut. You're still here.
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
Healthy debates.
Oh
yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
because sometimes, before I used to actually go sit in some other salons.
Yeah.
Go pretend like I'm getting my hair just to see what we're doing or stuff.
Yeah.
And I would take it back to the shop and I tell the lady, okay, we can do this and do this. But because Nancy is like the head, so people come in there and they see you say something, she look at you yourself, you will stop.
You'll know.
Without me, I never say anything.
Right.
I'm the chill person in the back room, and everybody else, I let them be whatever they want to do. I try not to hold people back because there's no point.
But he's the one that kind of behind the scenes keeping everybody in line. Yeah.
Without her, I think the shop would have closed down probably like 2 weeks after they opened. Because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was irresponsible, young man with a little bit of exposure. People would take it the wrong way. But at this time in life, it has propelled me in so many directions, so many different ways.
Yeah.
I've gained so much from this. Lately, I cannot go anywhere in all of it and blow a million without somebody giving me some, or somebody, giving me a hug or appreciating what we do.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps me going all the time. Everywhere I go, sometimes I'll go somewhere with my wife and a lady will come from nowhere, come give me a hug. And me myself, I'll be like so confused. And sometimes I'll even forget I'm with my wife. And they'll be like, who is this person? And I literally will come, oh, remember I was in the show like 2 weeks ago? And my wife will look at me like,
I was in shop.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a culture that you've developed there. I mean, it's like I said, I've developed a lot of friendships about it. But then you had this successful, and I'm kind of hammering it home because it would be easy for people to just go, oh, this is just, another salon. Salons have empty chairs. I walked by yours the other day. Every single chair, they're lined up on both sides. Every single one has someone in it.
Yeah.
Like it is a busy place. Then you go and decide to get into the politics.
Well, the politics, because I just got upset at the point that on Columbia Street was just getting too much. You come home, I come to work in the morning, people are sleeping on my floors. Even to get inside the building was tough since COVID. And then there's the Pier Park right in front of us. Every day you hear there's fights going on. There's young guys where I used to take my daughter there when she was young.
Yeah.
Sometimes she was like sometimes 7, 8 years old. I'll let her walk across, play basketball. When I finish, I go pick her up. But I got to the point that it was just getting too much. You come to work, you hear a story from the next door. Somebody broke into the place. Somebody came and stole some. And then the kids, every day there was a stabbing. It's a fight. So got to the point that I walked to the city hall and I asked the lady, how can I get involved with the city stuff? And the lady's like, well, you can run. I'm like, how? I didn't know even I was even qualified. But then a young man, I was cutting. I told him about it. I was name Ibrahima. I'm like, hey, how can I go about it and do this? And he's like, he's a project manager. So he's like, don't worry, just let me know what you need to do. I'll do the rest, and then you just go ahead with whatever you need to do. So I went to the city hall. They gave me the forms. It was like this big. Me and him, we called them. We filled it up, sent it in. That was the first municipal election, 2022. So we filled it up and gave it to them. And next thing you know, I was on the ballot. Because I love giving back to the community, and I love helping people. That's my nature. So go to the point that it's either I do something about it or say something. 'Cause for almost 10 years we've been there. It's problem keep coming and keep coming. You go to the city hall, you tell them about it. That's it. Nothing gets done. So at the point I decided, it's either I do it or I don't do it. So I decided, let me do it. So I put my name on the ballot. Even for the funny part is when they had the first what you call meet and greet with the candidates, I wasn't invited, but my name was in the ballot. So I sneaked in there. I went and sat in the back quietly. They introduced everybody. So they had like a pause period where people had to go get coffee and stuff. So I went down and I asked the lady, so there's another candidate that was not invited. So how come? She's like, who? I'm like, this person. They're like, oh, we didn't know they were gonna come. But I'm like, you invited everybody. You didn't invite this person. They didn't know it was me. So I sat there in the stands of it. Everybody sat there quietly. And when they were done, they called my name. They're like, oh, there's one more person. So I walked down. I started talking. So when I finished, I introduced myself and told everybody what happened. I decided to walk away, and the whole room was in the Anvil Center. Everybody got up and started clapping. I started saying, oh. So I was like, okay, maybe what I'm saying, people have experienced it, but nobody's able to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And that pretty much gave me that's what my first time being able to talk to the people in the city. That's what gave me my time. And one of the lady that used to have a clothing store, but she closed that now.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot the name of the clothing store. It's right in Columbia there. She came and said the same thing that I said. So once she said it, everybody started believing that, okay, maybe this is going on. And that was it. And that set me up for the politics part of it.
It was, well, I mean, you're seeing it here in Vancouver, and there's sort of the environment where, I mean, the girls that have right down from our shop, they have a little falafel stand.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been threatened and just violently threatened. And I've seen security guards getting chased around by people. But when you ran, I want to get into some of the provincial politics too, but when you ran though, I know some of the people you were running against, and I don't really have a horse in the race. I don't really care about saying my opinion. They're pretty vanilla. They not really any opinion about anything. It just there wasn't a lot of teeth there, and it does seem it's especially at the local level. And I'm curious your experience. It does seem like that's kind of what is successful in the municipal politics, is that if you come out and you're like, oh, we're gonna like clean this area up, it seems like it's almost too gritty for people. Like they're not really ready to kind of tackle that.
It's because everybody's gaining some way.
Right.
It's how the city put these homeless shelters in places. The people that are running it, they get the money from the government. The people that are working there is getting money. The city is getting something.
Right.
But as individuals that have businesses, we're losing money. We're losing business.
You're talking about like in Kamloops, they're actually shipping people, and then once they run out of their time at that shelter, they leave, and then they'll ship them back because there's funding like per unit. You're talking about that type of stuff, right? Yeah.
So everything that goes on, there's funding behind it.
Right.
But if you don't know, you think it's just people that are just there. No, every association, organization that's into this, the funding comes from somewhere. So people are making money behind it.
Right.
So as that we don't know, we think, oh, this is just going on. No, there's funding behind it. That's the reason why you see all this, even here, downtown. There's so many shelters, so many stuff going on. If somebody's not making money or somebody's not gaining, the stuff wouldn't be going on.
Right.
Somebody is always making money.
Did you, but you didn't realize that until you actually got into it.
I didn't realize that until I got in and I realized, okay, because when you go to the meetings, you see, okay, this is what's going on. To get a permit to have those shelters or to have those stuff around, if you're in a circle, you get approved easily. If you're not in a circle, it's very difficult because one of my clients has been trying to get a permit to have like what you call people. Because one of my what's called Nick is one of my barbers. He went through alcohol and substance abuse. So the guy that helped him, Ronnie, has a house that he invites the people come and live there for a little bit, get clean, get back to the workforce, and then go about your life. He's been trying to get a permit to run the house in New West for the last probably 4 or 5 years. But every time he goes, some way they reject him. But then there's another company doing the same thing, but they get approved. But Ronnie never gets approved.
Mm.
So it's the politics and the city hall stuff is a small circle. If you're one of them, or if you're like a yes person, you get approved easily. If you're not one of them, it's very difficult.
What part of the reason I wanted to have this discussion, because I wanted your experience, because you have businesses that are, they're right on the ground floor.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had a couple people take a nap right outside the front.
Where we are here in Gastown, we deal with that every day. And during COVID, it was scary. It was scary, and it takes quite a bit to scare me. But there's a couple of instances where I was scared. I remember renovating this pub we're in here. It was the Irish Heather back in the day, and then we were going to turn it into Smiths of Gastown. And I remember my wife coming with our new baby down to visit for lunch and bring us some food at one point, and she got chased on the street. And she came in, somebody opened the door and let her in, and she was, in hysterics. She was crying and upset, and I wasn't sure if she'd come down here again. But like, those are the kind of things that were happening. And it's interesting to hear your story, because it reminded me of a conference I was at a few years ago, and somebody mentioned, a gentleman stood up and mentioned that the downtown east side, there's so many $1 million spent there every day, which is right beside us here, and it's not getting better. And he went into some of the details, which I won't repeat, as to why it's not getting better. But he basically said the reason is there's certain groups that don't want it to get better, because if it's cleaned up and it goes away, they don't get all this funding.
What's the devil going to do if everyone's saved? It's that.
That's right. Yeah. And I found that quite interesting and also a bit scary. So, it kind of resonates with what you're saying.
What I was going to ask you, William, though, is that experience, like, because we have our businesses down there, and you don't really feel like you have a voice. And then what I feel is that if I went into, the city councilor, and like, they want to hear about new development. They want to hear about, investment in the community. They don't really want to hear about the girls down in their falafel place getting threatened. They'd say, well, call the police, right? Yeah. So you don't really feel like you have what has been your experience? Do you feel like you have a channel to talk to people to say, hey, this needs to be fixed? So I feel like a lot of business owners don't really feel like there's a place that they can get listened to.
I'm not sure if you have a BIA.
We have a BIA
area, but I find the one in Gastown here, Granville Street, the downtown BIA, the West End BIA, we are very involved with them, and I find they're really good. They are a support system, and they are here to help. And we have done, cool activations on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, just gone. We had a street party outside the front of the Blarney Stone and Smiths, and we kind of had a stage and lots of entertainment, and it really helped our business, And when we suggested that, they were all on board to try and help, and look, we were blessed that the sun was shining and in our favor. But they do things like that to help our business. They do also help clean up the street, and if there is an issue, they are there to help. Yeah. We're also lucky, I guess we have some good connections with the VPD and a good relationship with those, and with Bar Watch as well. And we try and get involved in different groups. So we do have that support system, and I found that helps.
Can actually move the needle a little bit.
You'll get a little bit of support. If you talk to the right people for setting up your temporary patio, those kind of things. So the help is there, but then again, you have to try and find it. And sometimes we don't know it's there.
Yeah.
And it's, I look back at COVID. Yeah, we survived, and thank you to the Canadian government for all of the assistance. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because we couldn't have done it without them. But there was lots of operators who maybe a bit older or not very tech savvy, and they weren't able to get access to some of those applications. You want a degree to fill them out. They were quite complicated.
We had to get we had to get one. Yeah, we had to get someone in there. Like it was we couldn't do it.
We were lucky. We had we have finance people within our group that were able to fill them out, and we were able to get access to the money. But and thankfully we were able to survive and pay it all back. But some people weren't able to do that, and that was very sad, and they lost everything. But I think just kind of surrounding yourself with the right people. Try and get talking to the right people, the people that are going to help you and willing to help you and wanting to help you. Because if you're talking to the wrong people, like you said, you had a couple of experiences, and these people, some people, they might not care.
One thing, and I'm curious your point of view on it though, is because like I mean I've known you now for years, and you by default are a kind person, but it's also there's a safety issue to it. How would you if you had have got in and had been a counselor, and then we'll talk about some of the other offices because you're still on that sort of political road, you're just kind of starting that career. What do you think that balance is though? The balance is between kindness, people do need help, but also people need to obey the law. Like how do you see that?
No, the people need to obey the law. At the same time, there has to be like a restriction somewhere. Like, I know I have a kid, you have a kid, you have a kid. You're walking on the street and somebody's like smoking crack and then blowing onto the kids. I think there got to be a limitation. It's either to have a safe place to go do it or not in public. Because police cannot arrest anybody doing openly smoking on the street. If you're walking with a kid and fentanyl and all that stuff, just because it's not in front of you or it can still affect you in so many ways. Like, I will recommend not to let people doing drugs on the street. Like before you will never see anybody on the street openly doing drugs. And also, being able to carry a certain amount of drugs is not a good idea. So, there's so many steps that we can take. For businesses, it's difficult. They can come and stay in front of your business and do it. And as that we need a walking clientele. If the ladies want to come in, they cannot come in, people are smoking, they will never come back. So right there, that one person is like losing like 10, 20 people. But people that are not in
you're actually getting clientele scared off. Yeah.
If you're not in that industry or you're not there, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
I can talk about it to the city hall, but they're not there. They don't see. But most of the business there will see. I always recommend that there's rules and regulation everybody should follow.
Yeah.
Police should be able to arrest people if they want to do that in public.
But how was the response when you were, because I remember I saw you down campaigning by the park there, and that whole area, like up on 6th, it's a really nice area. It's kind of like the Kits of New West. And they're not down there. That's not the people living there. They're not coming and hanging out down in that area, right? So they don't feel it, right? They're not going into your salon and getting scared away. How do you I'm interested in both your opinions. How do you communicate that messaging to people? Because this is a real issue. I mean, in BC, you're seeing it now in Kamloops, in downtown, in Vancouver. It's even spilling out into the island. Like, it's the problem is getting bigger. So how do you communicate to people that aren't affected by it though? They're not feeling it.
I think people are either way, some way, people are affected. But if you cannot really do something about it, people just put a blind eye on everything and walk away, because we can complain all we want. But if an individual like me cannot do something about it, it's hard. I think giving the power to the police to be able to do what they used to do before, that will help. And I think some of the young people coming into our neighborhood are not from there, drinking and causing problem. Having the police present at the park has been helping compared to before.
Yeah, I have noticed.
Yeah, it's been helping a lot. Because now, whenever an incident comes through, the police is there. And now they have these community liaisons that walk around in the neighborhood. So whenever somebody comes to you in front of your business and leave, like maybe start doing drugs, they can come and take them away. Because we have incidents that some people just run into the salon, especially sometimes when we open the door. people just run in there. Sometimes the ladies get scared. Like a few weeks ago, we had a guy just walked in. We didn't know how it happened. It was like 7 o'clock. I was kind of scared a little bit. So usually everything that happens, I have to go and talk to the people. And then 8 weeks after, one of the clients that has been coming to the shop got stabbed outside the Columbia station. Yes, from one of the drug addicts. And they were going through, there's the church that right behind us. That's where they have all their meetings. So they were there. One of the guys tried to attack one of them. And then one of them went to go, to go help out. And just like that, one they got stabbed.
Yeah.
So, having the police presence around helps a lot.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. And not being able to have these people, because every person with substance abuse or mental abuse is a brother, is somebody's son, somebody's sister. So giving them more drugs to do is not helping. It's like, a typical example is like this. Let's say I'm an alcoholic and I'm trying to get away from alcohol and they keep pushing me with alcohol. Obviously, I can never get better. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's with substance abuse or mental illness is not getting help. It's always going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
So for the cities and the government being able to give the right people the right powers or having those facilities available, like the mental institute available for people to go there and get help, I think that's probably the best way. Because if you don't get help, it keep getting worse and worse. And I mean, that's my main problem.
Yeah, I will say the police in New West, because we get to watch them at work in our neighborhood, unfortunately. They are excellent. They are not abusive to people. They're calm, but you're right. And I feel like they have been empowered a little more. Even the last couple months, I've been noticing they're a little quicker to be like, okay, you got to go. Right. Because it was just getting crazy. And I think there's that line where the police can't abuse their power, but they need to feel like they have some power. You cannot have someone that's willing to stab someone. You aren't going to be just gentle with them and they're just going to do what you want. That's not the type of person they are.
Yeah. And we have to remember that the people that are causing all of these problems, it's like the same 10% of people that are,
there's some crazy stats. Like it's only like 100 people
repeat
doing
offenders,
like 8,000 of the crimes or something.
That's right. Yeah. And the police know exactly who they are. But as you said, the police have been restricted. And I must echo what you said, George, in the VPD here as well. They're awesome. They are so good. And how they do their job, I don't know, because it's been very, very tough for a number of years. They have been restricted. And, I do think it's getting a bit better. And you can see that on the streets. But again, the World Cup is on in less than a year. Well, it's in June next year.
Yeah.
And
we have about 10 months to get ready, and we have a lot of work to do.
Like 300 VPD or something. It's not a big force. Like you think, the police have they call backup. They can only what happened in that riot in Vancouver. Like all the police that Vancouver has were there.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't have. It's not 3,000 cops. There's only a few hundred of them, and New West is smaller. So they have to be able to maintain order, or else it can get way out of control.
And it's nice to see the safe and clean people that they have on the streets now as well. Just as you said, to have somebody there, just that presence. We need more of a police presence. The safe and clean people just there cleaning up and just making sure that everything is safe and, able to report a problem or assist people
So they're doing that here
and
too.
when needed. They're doing that here as well. It started recently and you see them going around in their green uniforms and
it's making a difference.
It is.
Yeah.
It's making a big difference. And I know in certain cities just across the border in the US, they started to do that and they had great success with that.
Yeah.
And I think Vancouver has adopted that.
Danny, you were part of one of the craziest in provincial politics, one of the craziest. I mean, to me, the Liberal Party that's sort of like the Liberal Party federally has won the most elections historically. It doesn't matter where you think of who should be elected and all that, but just in terms of voting, more people have voted the Liberals in. The Liberal Party in BC is sort of the party. Like every now and then someone knocks them out, but they're always going to come back. You were running as a BC,
your
sign was up. I show up one day
It's gone.
and they're gone. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
You don't even know, man. That's probably like, I don't know.
I don't know if you followed that race a couple of years ago. It was wild.
That was probably like, I think the craziest thing ever happened in my life and all the candidates. Because, we were out campaigning every day. We're going campaign every day. And then one day you wake up, it's like, the party's gone.
We don't exist anymore.
We don't see them. It was the weirdest thing ever. I don't wish that on anybody, honestly. But I think what happened was because Kevin Falcon, who was the leader of the Liberal Party, that decided to switch his name to become BC United, and what's his name, the leader of the Conservative Party. They were all in the same party, but Kevin didn't really. I think Kevin got rid of what's his name?
Oh no, I'm forgetting his name.
I know. He got rid of him, and he decided to go join the Conservative Party. And the Conservative Party came from nowhere.
Well, that was the other crazy thing.
Yeah.
How many votes they all of a sudden pulled?
It was crazy because the way it happened was, liberals. When I joined the party, it was the Liberal Party. Online, when you joined, it says Liberal Party. So,
Yes.
So and then I met a recruiter. We talked. They did my criminal record check. Everything was good. So I became a candidate for New West Burnaby. But 3
With a
months
good
into it,
shot to win.
I had a good shot.
Yeah.
But then once the party Kevin decided that to join the Conservatives, everybody was kind of furious about it, and pretty much all the candidates, he decided to revoke all the candidates for everybody.
Yeah.
But me, on the other hand, I decided not to take my name off the list. It's not because I didn't want to, because you spend so much time and so much money and so much, like your family, friends, putting so much time. I just decided I'll just leave my name on the ballot just to see what happens. I didn't really.
I think a couple independents did win, right?
No, not this one around. I think nobody was able to win because the way it happened, he put all the support towards the Conservative Party. So he told everybody vote for Conservatives,
which then lost.
Well, they didn't really lose. They won the
election.
They lost the election, but they won a lot of seats.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Because imagine before, for the last 20 years, Conservatives in BC didn't even get one seat.
They weren't even considered a real party.
Yeah, and all of a sudden now they almost won, because I think one seat was in Surrey. When they did a recount, the NDP was able to win.
Yeah,
and then they had two people from the Green Party. The Green Party able to get like a couple more seats. I think that's what killed it for them.
So we were literally, what happened is Danny and I were, sometimes we're leaving at the same time, so we're chatting, and he's got his signs up and that sort of thing, and we're kind of talking like the state of how crazy this is. And then, the next day.
Yeah. The funny part is I saw you on the Sunday. The Sunday, the party was having a big rally in Delta.
Yeah.
But the day before, I was sleeping. I was sleeping. I wake up. I'm sweating. I call my friend, like, hey, I don't know, man, but there's something weird going on. I feel the party is going to get rid of me. And it's like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, there's something weird going on. Because I've been having this dream for the last 2-3 days that there's the party going to get rid of me or something. It's like, no, it's impossible. So I went to the mall to get a couple more signatures, because usually I just go to the mall and talk to people. Because, when you run and you can only get signatures of people that live in your riding. But because everybody that comes to the shop, people were signing. Most of the people, I thought people were from maybe downtown New West, were eligible to sign, but they were not. So I went to the city of the mall the day of the event. I got my all signatures. I'm leaving. I meet this lady, and the lady's like, I know you. I'm like, oh yeah, from where? She's like, oh, you're the guy running. I'm like, oh yeah. It's like, did you hear what happened? I'm like, no. It's like, you should check your phone. Kevin just decided to give support to concert. I'm like, what? So I go on my phone. I get it to the Zoom meeting of all the candidates. And there it was. He decided to step down. It was probably the weirdest thing ever. People lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
The candidates that raised, one lady in Richmond raised over $150K. What's his name? There's another guy in Richmond. He raised over so much money. Karen raised over $200K. And all the money was gone. And they took all the assets for all the candidates away, so you couldn't really try and get your money out of the account. So everybody lost money. It was weird.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird thing that happened because, again, you're not talking about a conservative party that was, neck and neck the last election.
Yeah.
They weren't even in the conversation
at all.
And then all of a sudden, the Liberal Party is going, we support this nothing party that's now the party that might win the election,
Yeah.
right?
But you know what people don't know is that the BC Liberal Party before used to be like the federal conservative party in the province.
Mm-hmm.
So during the provincial election, they are BC. They are like they're Liberal Party. By federal election, they were supporting the conservatives. So people that didn't know
Yeah, it was
exactly.
confusing to people, yeah.
So when the switch came around and he started talking to people, that's when he realized, no, the Liberals here were the conservatives.
So
The NDP was more like the Liberal Party. So the more you got involved in realizing, okay, it was just the way it happened. It's a weird situation. But I like the fact that it happened, that I experienced it.
mhm.
But one thing I can say that the training that they gave us, if I had that training before my first municipal election, I
Uh-huh.
would have won it easily.
Right.
But I learned so much. So to me, I take everything as a lesson. I gained more than I lost because I wasn't nobody till I joined one of the parties. So I learned so much, and I think from moving forward, it will help me out a lot.
Well, I've got to watch. Even the way that you communicated has grown so
Yeah.
much in the last. Would you ever get into politics?
No, I don't think so.
I
I've been asked a few times, but not right now anyway.
I can't.
I'm
And I
not-
like talking to people, but I just my feelings would get too hurt.
No, man, honestly. Honestly, man, no. After doing this, I got thick skin now
Mm-hmm.
because the emails that before sometimes I receive online, people telling me, "Oh, you're supporting the wrong party or this party." I'm like, "Hey, listen,
Yeah, I tried to get.
it is what it is, man. I just let it be.
Yeah, definitely makes
Yeah.
you tougher. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and plus being in the salon and transition to this, it was kind of easy for me because with the salon, you talk to people every day, you hear people's problems. Somebody comes sit in your chair, they tell you the whole life. So and you give them a little bit of advice here and there. So it's like meditation for people.
Yeah.
So going door to door and talking to people was kind of easy transition.
Oh, so yeah, because
Yeah.
you're in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in the industry, so I'm able to talk to people. So when you go door to door and knock, and you start telling them about what's going on, how you can help, and they start telling you their problems. Sometimes I go to this people's house, some ladies will bring you in, they sit down, give you coffee. Instead of like 5 minutes at the door, it turns out to like half an hour.
Really?
So, and people, I can relate to people because I wasn't born into politics. I wasn't born into richness. Just came from Ghana and then, made a life out for myself. So I relate to people that that don't have anything, people that have something. I can relate to everybody.
Mhm.
So I think that's what this God-given gift. So, it's been helping you in so many ways. And hopefully, God willing, one of these days we'll be able to come up on top and win one of these elections.
Yeah. Oh, I know you're gonna.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, that last one was just bizarre. So
Too bizarre.
yeah, that's not.
But I got 1,000 votes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got 1,000 votes. I didn't do no science once the party collapsed. I didn't do nothing. I just left my name on the ballot.
Yeah.
So it's helped. But now, after what just happened in the federal election, I realized election is not about the candidate. It's about the party.
Yeah.
If you have a good party and you're a good person in the community and you do well, the chance of you winning is very high.
Yeah.
But if your party is not good, it doesn't matter. Even if you're Jesus, there's no way you're gonna win.
Yeah. Well, that is true. Other than I will say, if I meet a candidate and unless I'm like dead against that party or something like that, but if I'm kind of on the fence and I am kind of like, I don't have a specific party that I'm loyal to. If I meet a candidate, I do think it represents something about the party. Like, because you meet some people and they're running, you're thinking, really? That's who you got running?
Yeah.
Like, and it does turn me off.
Yeah.
So it definitely can it can definitely make people not excited to vote. So I think it does make a big difference. Or it's some difference, maybe.
Differences because
Maybe a couple percent.
like this election that we just had, the federal election, some of the people that won, they were not even the Jake that won in New West. I didn't expect Jake to win. But after coming out on top, and that's when I realized, election.
Yeah, because he lost too. I mean, a lot of people thought
Peter, everybody thought Peter Julian was going to be like.
I mean, people
blowing
thought
everybody away.
because people would think Julian should be the leader of the
Yeah.
NDP. I mean, that was a shocking loss.
And then Jay came from nowhere. A young man came from nowhere. Nobody knows him in the US. Blew everybody away.
But people voted for the leader.
Yeah, they voted for the leader of the party.
And the party itself. Yeah.
So that's why now my perspective on everything has changed a little bit. Before, if they gave me Vancouver, I would be like, I might not win. But now I know with the right leader, if they gave you even in Tawasin somewhere and you have a good leader, the chance of you winning, is very high.
So what's your responsibility then? How do you look at it? What's your responsibility as a candidate now in terms of like getting out there? Like it changes then the way that you approach it, I would assume.
And now it changes a little bit because before I made it all about, I'm in a neighborhood, I'm from neighborhood, I'm here, I hear you, I feel you, I know what's going on. But now I'm at a point that even if they give me Vancouver and I don't live in that neighborhood, you still gotta do your door-to-door, you still gotta do everything, you still have to talk to people. But if you have the party that's the right party with the right leader, the chance of you winning is higher than having a leader that's not the best.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have to do your work, because if you don't do your door-to-door and you don't talk to people and go, it's still going to be a little harder. But the right leader gives you like 70% chance, and the candidate itself is like pretty much like 10 to 20% chance.
Right. Yeah, that sounds right. Before we start to wrap up, any other questions?
Daniel, you have a great story, and thanks
Thank you
for being here. I would love to hear if you were to do it all over again, what would you do differently? You said yes, and a couple of times you mentioned training, and that's very important to us too. Hiring the right people and providing the right training. And I always say, if you're having issues with people, me personally, I say, well, it's my fault, so I'm going to take responsibility. I either didn't hire the right person, or I didn't provide the right training. And you said you take it very serious when you're hiring. I like to hear that, and you provide the training. But if you were doing it all over again, what would you do? Would you do certain training earlier? Or I'd love to hear that.
Oh, actually, I think if I had to do it all again, I think the best thing I even to new people that are trying to do it, I will always recommend, if you want to do what industry that you want to get in, you have to learn about it, get to train about it. You have to know what you're doing. If I had to do the salon 10 years from now, my advice for myself is get training on becoming a barber before you open a business, or become a stylist before you open a salon, or become a welder before you open a welding company. Because if the employees leave, in our industry, employees leave, the chances of the clients following them is very high. But if you know if you do the service yourself, an employee leaves, maybe 50% will go, 50% will stay with you. And having the right location, the right employees is like the best thing ever. Because you cannot have a salon, let's say in God knows where, that you have no access to people cannot access it. It's a problem. But now with social media, if you do the right marketing, you might not get walk-ins, but you might get some people that want to come in and see you.
And you are right on the SkyTrain.
Yeah. So the SkyTrain helps. Being around the easy, accessible places, the right marketing, it's like number one. But me myself, my advice I would have given myself is, don't go open a shop if I don't know how to cut hair.
Yeah.
Because that was my biggest for the first 10 years. That was our biggest problem. The lady was okay, because if a lady leaves, Nancy's there. But for the men, whenever somebody leaves, it's like we're always starting all over again. So now, then position I'm in, even if I'm not in the shop, let's say for the whole time, and somebody leaves, I go back, because the relations that we build with the clientele.
Yes.
Some people will come, some people will go. But the true people that come, enjoy the ambience, enjoy the atmosphere, they will go to whoever is doing their hair. But maybe where they are, they might not feel the same way. So some people will probably come back.
Yeah, you got to build that trust and those relationships and constantly work on them and nurture them. That's great advice and makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I have a little gift for you, by the way. A bottle of whiskey.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's Writer's Tears, a very famous whiskey in Ireland. This is a special edition, though. We had this personally batched for this location here, Smiths of Gastown, there's only about 50 bottles of this left
wow.
in the world. We had about 200 initially, but this is for you, so please enjoy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'll bring the cigars.
Yeah, I really, really appreciate you. This is so nice.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, this is nice. You know, the way, even though I love I'll keep this. It might be taking me 10 years to sip it, but I'll keep sipping it slowly.
Yeah, well, it's going to be going up in value. So
yeah, because this one,
slower the better.
Yeah, I don't even think I want to open this. I think I want to go home and put it in my. No, I have a cabinet of stuff that people give me and I don't drink. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
You actually got me hooked. That's what I buy mostly now.
Really?
Yeah. It's so good. And I've got other people. I probably developed some alcohol problems for my friends with it actually.
So it's in the liquor stores everywhere now?
Yeah, but not that particular one.
Not this one.
Because that's got some special notes and flavors in there. Bernard Walsh from Writer's Tears. He done a special batch for us and we brought it all the way over from Ireland in.
Oh, wow.
Cask, and there's only about 50 bottles left. So.
Oh, wow. Then, 50 bottles left. This thing shouldn't go anywhere. It should just stick to the right place.
Danny, thank you. And
I appreciate it.
I'll see you in a couple hours.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
and thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode, the West Coast Business Show.